is how the podcast is gonna start. Because I can't even hear me. Because this camera.
Don't even worry about it. We're throwing the whole thing out. So
The whole
I'm
fridge
very
going
happy.
out?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Movement Podcast. We're not in focus. The things are working finally.
I like,
Where
how
we
it's,
talk
I
about.
like how it's pushing you out of the screen.
Nah,
in
I'm
the
on
wide
it.
shot.
No, let's look. It pushes both. Ready? Now it's centered.
The moment you complain, it was like, I'm going to go lean this way.
Now it's pushing this way. It's still not parallel to the top somehow. Wide angle sucks.
Well, like I said, I mean, you had a good point. The floor is uneven.
Is this disorienting? Should I turn it off? Right?
I say keep it going for a little bit.
Keep it going.
But can you shut it off? Like,
Yeah.
Not manually, but can you shut off like with the press of a button somewhere?
Yeah,
or no?
yeah. It just pauses it.
Well, I meant like sitting down, not going all the way back there to grab it.
It wouldn't be the podcast if I didn't have to get
Yeah.
up in the middle of it.
That's true. That's very true. All right, perfect.
Welcome, where we talk about the restaurant industry or some I don't know.
Very frustrated today. We are very, very frustrated. Lack of sleep. Camera, as he mentioned before, the camera just was not working with us at all. It even changed language on us midway of fixing
They started
it.
speaking Polish. I don't even speak Polandia. What do they speak over there?
I don't even know.
I said Polish
It's
first.
Polish. Yeah, you said Polish. I was like, I'm assuming they speak Polish. I can't think of anything else.
I hate it here.
And then right before we even hit the record button, it literally changed what filters, right? Or it just changed colors.
No, it was always doing
completely.
that. I just didn't know because I wasn't looking at the monitor.
Yeah. Oh, it was always
So
doing.
there's two.
Still.
There's two. I don't like this anymore. I don't like this bit anymore. There's two things. There's the monitor and the. So there's the camera operator and the director's vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
The director doesn't need the aperture and the false color and the focus assist. So the director gets usually just a blank screen, maybe some numbers on there. So that's the HDMI out is what it does. The camera operator needs all that stuff, some of that stuff sometimes. So you have two. You can do one thing for the HDMI and one thing for the camera itself. And the HDMI keeps changing on me, which is why for 2 weeks in a row we're in focus on camera, like it's red. We're outlined in red. You've seen it. So I feel like it's jolting going from movement to. Maybe I should slow it down. What do you think?
The movement? I don't know. Actually, honestly, I think you just probably leave it. Let it stay frozen. Just put a pause on it.
Oh, just pause it?
Yeah.
I'll do it in a minute.
Yeah.
So.
As she usually does.
And the tripod broke. This is why it's on the movement thing. I was going to do the movement bit one time, but I think next time we'll just do it really slow.
Yes.
You son of a bitch. I offered you coffee. You said nothing.
Yeah, I already had coffee.
Everything's wrong today.
The energy today is chaotic. That way we know.
I didn't even get that on camera, did I?
No. I think they just see your reaction of it though. That's it.
There were only 2 drops on the floor.
That's fine. As long as it wasn't on any of the equipment, it's all good.
I hate it here.
He says that as he comes by every Sunday. Oh shit, no, every day of the week.
Oh, my straw broke. Son of a bitch.
We can live with it, Dylan. Don't worry.
What's this weak you don't gotta drink it? Oh, I got macroplastics in my. Oh God, how are we 14 episodes in and still doing this?
Feeling?
Yeah, doing it this way.
Like I said before, eventually we're gonna get this right. I never said when or at the
4 years
right
from now,
point.
we'll have it handled maybe.
4 years from now, we'll finally get something right into the last 10 minutes.
Hello and welcome to the SYWB podcast. For the first 5 minutes is struggle. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Jason.
Son of a bitch.
Just trying to get everything going. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm supposed to lean back because the camera, for some reason, didn't position itself correctly. It's all good.
I don't even know what.
I know we're all running blanks now. We're all
not
frustrated.
running blank. It's just
we're just frustrated for the most of it.
Oh yeah, and the tripod broke. I said that for the wide camera.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm happy with the way the
tilted
angle is. It's gonna be off tilted because I'm pretty sure if I step down, I'm pretty sure you can almost touch the camera, especially if someone's walking behind.
You know, often you keep. I guess we're doing an Apple ad too. I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna blur that out.
What do you mean? Oh, that's true too.
Can I move that?
Well, just to keep an eye, just in case that camera over there decides to be like, I'm gonna change some things right now.
Speaking of in 4 years, let's talk about the future of this podcast.
Oh,
I
why
want to
do you
hire
have a time
somebody.
limit already? Are you like Marvel? Do you already have a timeline all set up for it?
I want to hire somebody,
Oh, so you do.
and I want to get like a TV monitor that way I can have my laptop here and like search stuff. That's a goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say that.
Maybe a split HDMI so I can cut in at some point and check out the feed. I also eventually.
Who was that guy? The not the completionist. The oh, his name's running to blank. Um, he used to do a lot of game theories. The game theorist. I forgot his name. But that was
I
pretty
think it's
much
just called
his.
game theory.
I pretty sure that was his setup.
Wasn't it the
First part.
completionist?
Completionist is the guy who just completes all the games. Game theorist is he just makes
Yeah.
game theories.
I'm about to go out to the car and get a straw.
We don't have time. This man and his this man's always precise about everything. I will say this. I really hope he does have the camera shot on me, which I don't think he does. So I think we're in the wide frame. I can't even see the computer right now. Nor can I see the screen. So my assumption is that it's on the wide, and so I guess it's just between you and I. Quick things. I know it's be a minute, but I just want to ask a simple question for servers and server assistants. Um, is it a pet peeve when people get the table number wrong? It is for me, especially when they take in my table and then I can't ring anything in. That was my question of the day. It is. Oh, how lovely.
Hold on, you're telling a restaurant story. Get on the podcast. The straw isn't long enough for my coffee.
Okay, but please don't spill it. Please. Oh yeah, I'll take some.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I know this whole startup has been atrocious.
It'll be heavily edited.
Like everything else these last 2 weeks because we keep having errors. I'm starting to think we should never have taken that hiatus. Been nothing but bad luck.
That is when everything went downhill,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Okay, so let's get to the main point first. Do you have any stories that you want to start with? Because I know we both have stories about one person.
Yeah, Mrs. Bleep.
Yeah, Mrs.
I'll go
Bleep.
first. Comedic timing of this woman is impressive.
She always gets me.
She
Always
always.
gets me.
So what was it? Let me check the note just so I get it right. I went to my photos.
Thank you. Is that were you recording, taking pictures of it?
No, it was an
Oh.
accident. Okay, yeah. So you know how you told the story once on the podcast about how you were, was it that you were polishing plates or was that you were putting the knives away or
Oh, the
both?
knives. That I was doing the knives, and she always congratulated me
She
for
always
doing like two
congratulated
or
you for,
three, and then
yeah,
I found out like near the end. I was like, "You're supposed to only do one." I'm like, "That bitch."
opposite. You were supposed to do two. You were doing one and you did two one night.
Yeah, so I
That's
did.
it was the
Oh,
opposite. Yeah.
okay, yeah, I did one, and then she kept cheering me on. And I kept doing two and like three eventually, and
Yeah.
then it hit me. I was like, "Oh man,
You're
I'm
supposed to do two every night. Yeah, yeah.
yeah." I was like, "Oh, this raggedy." So I was doing one of hers because she just kept like being like, "Oh, you're a good man. You're a good man." Yeah, don't unplug anything.
Okay. So she comes in, I'm polishing plates like I do every night. And she comes in and acts all surprised that I'm doing
Acts
it.
all
She
surprised as
walks in,
fucked
she's
up.
holding this jug, and she says, "Dylan, good job!" Just like that, like in a joking voice, like her best joking voice. And I just looked at her like, "I do this all the time. What are you talking about?" And and
Yeah.
then what is it? Oh, and she just starts laughing, like she loves that joke that she made. It was hilarious. And then we have this joke where she hates taxes,
Yes. She hates
and
us so much,
we
and
have
I understand why.
well, yeah, you're an adult. We have these jokes where like, what is it? Oh yeah, she'll be you know how she hates to share her polishing, like
Oh,
she
I got a
hides it
story
kind
for
of.
that. I got a story for that. Yes,
So
she does.
I sometimes I take some of it, and one time because we need it, and one time I was joking about it because she said, "Hey, what are you doing there?" And I said, "What do you mean? It's taxes." Like a fork or something. Like I took 3, 4 forks or something, and she was like, "What are you doing over there?" I was like, "It's taxes," and she thought it was the best joke in the world for her.
It's Texas. I
So
gotta take a few things.
we were doing the plates, and it was a stack maybe this big, and I walked out and I gave her because you know how we mostly have like 4, 6, 8 tops.
Yeah.
I put down 2 plates, so it's useless. And and I said, I put down the 2 plates and I slid it over to her. I was like, "It's for Texas." As I was walking out, and I've never heard her laugh so hard in my whole life. And then as I walked away, I heard her say, "You funny."
You fun. You funny. Oh, I love her.
That was not an
So,
Asian accent.
oh,
She's not
yeah,
Asian.
no, no, she's not. But she has such a almost raspy voice now because
Yeah,
she's. I mean, she's already hitting that age too. No, my favorite little joke was you came to me and you asked me like why weren't the butters done?
yeah.
Cause
Yesterday.
cause last night I pulled a double and then I was trying to pull the double the day
No
before.
excuse. He's just bad at his job.
And so right after that, um, I don't know what she said, but she was like, not only that, but we need to print more labels for the vegetables.
Oh, and she.
And I was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry about that girl. When I got in my glasses, I can't see. And she looked at me with the biggest smile and we were like, me too. As she touched her glasses, and I was like, oh, it's so adorable.
He's been really funny
Oh
lately.
shit, I said her name.
It's fine.
I had to bleep that.
You know, the reaction is worse than you saying her name. I hope you
Yeah,
realize that. Because
of
now I
course
have to
it
blur
is.
your mouth too. Because if you react to it, people are gonna be like, read his lips.
Yeah.
Now I
Okay,
have to
well
do
then
both.
just put a block on my head for like 2 seconds. Leave it
I'm gonna
there.
do a Minecraft
Yeah, do
Steve
just a
head.
Minecraft block on me. Just leave it there 2 seconds. Don't explain
Oh,
it to
okay. Here's a
anybody.
question. What what Minecraft block is she? That's a whole bit. You know, BuzzFeed. What Minecraft block are you?
Should be like the llama herder,
No, a block.
right? Oh
A
no.
block, not a
Oh, like an
character.
actual block.
Llama herder. That feels racist.
Yeah, no, that's the one of the villagers, right? They're llamas, right? Or they're
No, no,
alpacas.
no. Well, yeah, both.
Oh, they're both.
I
Okay,
think it
good.
might be both. I think it's alpacas. But to call her a llama herder, I feel like if you said that, she'd be offended.
Oh, she might be
No, no, a
with
block,
her
not a
history.
character. What block is
Yeah, no,
she?
but as a block, honestly,
Hard choice.
it would be a hard choice.
I feel like
You know what I would say? Obsidian. Only because of like once you know like exactly what you need to do with obsidian and you want to go look for it, you can never find it. Just like how when you need her, you can never find her.
wouldn't
And
it be like diamonds?
no, no, no. Diamonds are something you really, really want, but you want use for them. The moment you find them, there's no point for you at that point. Because I'm
Oh,
assuming
okay.
you don't even have your diamond pickaxe yet. You don't
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
anything. You just know it's there. And you're like, okay, well, when I come back, I come back. Hopefully, it's still there. Kind of mentality. That's what I would imagine her to be.
Obsidian is a pretty good answer. I
Hmm.
was surprised by that answer. I was gonna think
Yeah,
I'm
thank God I
like
still remember that. I don't remember anything. That's what I want to ask you. We need to do a Minecraft video together. That's what I really want to get done.
that's the sweetest thing he's ever said to me. Oh, wrong cut. I think I am one of those. What is one of those bins that the funnel that stores into the chests? I'm either the chest or the funnel that goes into the chest. That's what I am.
I don't know what the fun is. It's been so long since I've played it. I
It's a
I just
newer
remember
block.
the chest. I don't remember
They
what the
make
funnel
they
one.
made a bit where if a you know how the items like float right there. They made a where if it lands there, it'll suck it into and put it in the chest for you,
Oh, I didn't know it did
like a
that.
monster like a monster
Oh,
spawner or whatever.
yeah. So
You
like
kill
it
them
like
and then everything falls. Then you can get all the items. It puts it into the chest. It's pretty cool.
oh, that is cool.
I'm either that or the chest. Because I got a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. You would be something very inventory
Oh,
heavy.
look, I have a chest right
So
here.
yeah, you already have the chest right there.
Very. If Minecraft was a more updated game, I'd probably be a backpack. I'm sure you can get a mod for a
A
backpack.
backpack. Oh, you know what? That's true. I don't think they have backpacks yet.
They don't.
I think they have like unique treasure chests, but not even backpack yet, which I think is
The yeah
weird.
the most they
Um.
have a chest now, an ender chest where you put it in one chest and it's in all the
Oh
chests.
my gosh, that sounds aggressive.
Like
Ender
you
chest.
put it in one chest and it pops up in all the ender chests you've made.
So like a Resident Evil chest. That's so funny. I love that. Have you ever played a Resident Evil or no? It's like Resident Evil 1, they have the exact same things. When you go to the save rooms, every chest you open up, it's all connected.
Yeah, connected
Lore
chests.
wise, there's no explanation as to why.
It's like Wi-Fi chest.
Yeah, some people are like, I think it's just because they keep moving stuff around or they take the chest with them. Always found that funny, but that's exactly what happens with all the items there. which is funny because in Zero they got rid of that mechanic and it just became like a hoarding station. Like people would just drop a bunch of stuff on the floor and just go play the game, which I always found
Yeah,
funny.
I've been playing Fallout New Vegas, and I
Of course
have
you would. No, I was kidding.
and I have there's a gas station in a town called Good Springs where you wake up after getting shot, which I don't know if you know the story
No,
of.
I did not know.
You get shot. Spoiler: you get shot, and you wake up in a town called Good Springs, and there's a gas station there that I've claimed as my own because there's no NPCs that go into it.
Oh,
It's like an abandoned gas station, so I put all my stuff there. Like it's my house in New Vegas.
nice. Is that even a good idea though? Because I'm assuming most starting areas are usually the last place you want to go back to.
I mean, they have a shop and a bar, and
Hmm.
a doctor. So, but you just fast travel. So just boop boop boop.
Oh, I forgot about that fast travel was a thing.
You know, I think that's why they did that for this show. They made it feel a lot like there was fast traveling involved, even though it's because they went from like the spoiler spoiler for
Oh, for the
I
show,
get well
yes, yes, the
this is
show.
coming out in like 4 weeks, so it should be
I
fine.
mean, but still, though, the
Spoiler for this show for the Amazon show New Vegas. At
yeah, it's
the
not
end when
multi-platform. I think that's why it's still gonna be a little minute for everyone to come in.
it's like a split. It's like a kind of a spoiler, not really. At the end when the dad's in the power armor,
It sounds like a big spoiler if you don't ask me.
big
That sounds
spoiler.
like a big
At
spoiler.
the end when the
Yes,
dad's in the power armor
yes,
and he's looking at that city. Now I'm trying not to do it.
it's a little late.
They were really
Yeah,
far away, and he was there. It seems like within minutes. So I think it's like a fast traveling, without saying it and without having it like be magic in the world. They make it feel like it's fast traveling, which I really
I
like.
mean, yeah, but I'm also, I mean, the power armor. You also can tell that you don't fly or glide, but you can push it. Like you can kind of. It has like its own little jet boosters.
Yeah, wait, hold on. I hear music.
Those are birds.
You think I heard birds and thought music? I hear both the birds and the music, Jason.
No, it could be
Yeah, I was
like
just making sure I
downstairs.
couldn't. I was making sure it wasn't right there.
Oh, that's true. That is turned off, right?
No, it's spinning. The needle is up.
Okay.
This is a nice
It's
little
same thing.
zone. I don't know if you saw when I turned the camera around, but there's like a shelf here with a record player. It's plugged into nice speakers. We got the shelf over there. We got the music shelf. We got the
Yeah, we still have the bookshelves over here.
and the no. This is an AI wall,
This is
lore accurate AI wall.
okay. If this is low accurate, I'm gonna
We
leave this
can't
here.
interact with anything on this wall because AI.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll leave that there.
There's also like a vintage gaming area over there. Pretty cool.
Yeah, we're trying to have everything all set up.
I know how to
Um,
capture for that if you ever want to.
well, for the
I know how to capture for anything like that.
oh, the capture the actual like footage of it. Oh, that'd be cool. We'll try that next time. There. Speaking of which, I know this is completely out of left field, but like for my streaming thing, I know my first goal is to go through the catalogs of old games I have
Talk to
on
the camera, Jason.
GameCube. One of them is gonna be F-Zero. I
That was my
have
idea. I was doing.
fallen in love with that series again after forgetting about it for like almost 10 years.
I'm gonna cut you off. I had the because I got the vintage tape camera. I started streaming from the tape camera as my face cam and playing. So the camera's from 2002, and Mario Sunshine came out in 2002. So I was streaming as if, and I changed the date in the camera to say 2002. So I was streaming as if I was streaming in 2002,
That's cool.
but HD. I did a couple of series. I wanted to keep doing that. Why is my hair so fucked up?
I'm not gonna lie, I do like that vintage style kind of mentality. You kind of go behind it, like grabbing old cameras and seeing how, I guess, effective they are, and then also just trying to see if you can connect anything else to it.
It turns out with lighting, very effective. With good lighting, very effective.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was always the biggest problem I think it had is just lighting and stuff. I do remember people trying to catch footage of trailers and games using that, and they would always have to aim the camera either at the light or away from the TV if it had bright light, so it could focus back into so it can focus back into the image.
One last story that's not pertaining to the restaurant.
Yeah, I know. We just wanna we're venting right now out of frustration.
So everything's failing this week, and you don't even know this yet. This is what I was telling Orlando while you had your headphones in because I wanted to be in the podcast reaction. So I got so before this week on my desk, I had 36 terabytes available storage. 32 or 36, I can't remember. Like all the hard drives on my desk equal up to 32 total. 36, 32, I can't remember which one. I can't remember if I added the four because I added the four terabytes to my PC for games, so
Hmm.
I count that too. But um, one of my 12 terabyte drive died. It's pretty new. It was only a year old. I don't know how it works with what's it called, the whatever they have, but it was. I'm gonna admit to this. So returning it's no longer an option. Um, my computer died overnight while it was plugged in, while the hard drive was plugged in, and it's either the action of the computer dying while the hard drive was plugged in that killed it, or me plugging the computer in with the drive
Ooh.
still plugged in that killed it. One of those two things. I don't know which.
Oh, so it's not even like, oh fuck, we messed up. No, like it's dead. Like it just flatlined itself
So
essentially.
then you could no longer write to the drive. You could only read off it. So you could never put anything back on or take anything off.
Oh gosh, so like yeah, so it
The drive
memorialized
would no longer
itself.
write. It
So
would
you
only
can
read.
wow.
So what I did was I had to buy 4 more terabytes of storage, and then I had to transfer because that 12 terabyte drive had 10 terabytes on it. So I had to throw out all my drives, sparse out, find a free 10 terabytes. Huge number, by the way. That's a trillion gigabytes.
That's like
A trillion bytes.
that's like one Modern Warfare game if you guys don't know.
Oh, that's funny. It's a trillion bytes. It's a million gigabytes, I think. That might be wrong.
Did you get rid of any projects or did you
No,
just
I
have
kept
to?
everything. But
Okay, so
I
you
found
didn't have to lose
space.
anything like actually personal, right?
No, I
Okay,
found
so that's good.
space and I transferred it. So because I had to reformat the drive, which deletes everything. So I had to remove everything, which took 3 days.
Oy.
Reformat the drive and then put everything back on that drive because I didn't have the extra space. I had the extra space, but I didn't have the extra space. And then it would only read and write at 30 megabits per second,
30 megabits.
which is enough to edit 720 video, I believe, and that's it.
Oy.
720 quality video.
Were you able to actually get everything out of it or?
Yeah, but I could
Okay,
only read and write at 30. It was like 28 megabits per second, which is
which is horrendous.
yeah. A normal hard drive does like 200, 300 drive, like a yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like not even like internet now, like the cheapest internet is like 50 megabytes, all that stuff. So I can only imagine if you had to like actually focus on something for 30 megabytes, I feel like that would be worse.
No, my internet is 30 megabits. Yeah,
Why?
because I'm way out in the docks. So bad.
You don't have like an
We
Ethernet?
only have AT&T, and AT&T sucks. That's what I'm saying. With Ethernet, no, with
Oh,
over Wi-Fi,
18.
it's 28 megabits per second.
I was gonna say you might have to find a way to get Ethernet. I don't
I
know if
did.
this is.
It took me probably like 10 hours to download Fallout 76, which is
I was
80 gigabytes. Took 10 hours.
I was gonna say I don't know if this might help much on your end, but I bought an Ethernet extender with an. I'm sorry, an internet extender with an Ethernet cable connector to it,
You don't need it.
and no, I use it. I use
Oh,
it for
I
streaming.
thought you were offering me.
No, 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 no. Me giving gifts, that's not a thing.
Never happened. Why
Never,
does my hair
yeah.
look so shitty?
It could be from the current thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm.
So I don't know if you're gonna notice from his angle, but we do have one current actually open, and we'd have
Was
light
that true?
reflecting through. Yeah,
No, my hair was all flat. Now it's better.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know if you're looking at the camera and you just notice a hair
No,
and
it's
all it
just my
being
hair was
obvious,
like
or just being
like
flat. No. So my advice to that, I mentioned this in the stream before. When you
real quick.
have the internet extender connected,
There's no fix for it. I have slow internet. Ethernet and Wi-Fi is slow.
really, so there's no way that you can just take most of it instead of like dealing with this whatever comes at your way.
No, the internet is slow. It's not the
Uh,
Wi-Fi. Yeah,
That would have said the best bet you could have done is make sure at least like if the internet was existing, you list number one point that he needs to go to would be the computer.
I think we pay. Which there should be a way to sue. There should be a way to sue for this, but we pay for 100. I'm pretty sure, and we get
100?
30.
That's insane. I think I pay like 90 and I'm walking with 400
No, I'm saying
and
we
like
pay for 100 megabits.
we get paid for 100.
Pretty sure, and we get 30
That's still kind of
Wi-Fi.
bad.
Anyway, so
Silence. So
I did have the silence. So that drive never ended up working right. It only wrote at 30 megabits per second, so I couldn't edit off it anymore. And it has all my stuff, all my filmy stuff. So I bit the bullet and I bought mass storage. or actually specifically DAS storage.
What is that?
DAS.
Is it like iCloud storage kind of mentality, or is that
No, that's NAS.
NAS?
NAS
Okay.
storage is network something storage or something. I don't know what it stands for, but I got DAS because I
Hmm.
don't want the network storage because I have shitty internet, and plus I don't edit anywhere that I couldn't just bring a hard drive. Um, so I total 30. This the whole story's coming together. Promise. Total 36 terabytes before, and this one box has 36 terabytes in it currently. So I've doubled my storage, and I still have 3 more slots. Like it can hold 80 terabytes total, not 80 terabytes total, just in this one box. So it's a little bit future proofing, and it's fast enough to edit off of.
That's good. But rip to the old storage.
So I started transferring the 10 terabytes. But remember, so this new drive is fast enough, but the old drive still isn't fast. So it takes a long time. And I can post a picture here. One of them said it was going to take 7 days to upload 4 terabytes,
That just sucks.
4.5 terabytes.
That's
It said on the
horrendous.
little icon. It said well. So one of them was like 5 hours. One of them was
Yeah,
like three
yeah.
hours. 7 days. It said
I'm here thinking my Switch download speed is horrendous.
it. It only ended up being about 5 days. It went from I think two.
Oh, 5 days? That's so good.
It went from Monday to Friday,
That's horrendous. See, that's always gonna be my
Monday
biggest
night.
fear about actually doing like we talked about
No, Tuesday.
this.
So what's Tuesday? 4 days. It took 4 days.
Yeah.
4.5.
I mentioned this to him, but like I know my next step for streaming is to buy a computer, get like a not a desktop, maybe a monitor on its own,
He should get
because I
desktop.
still have that big TV there, and I just want to see how what I can do, but for the in between.
Talking about using it as a monitor.
No, no, not as a monitor. Let that be the actual TV that I still play games on, and then have like one monitor just to focus on.
I could set that up for you.
Yeah, yeah, it's much appreciated. But that's what I mean. My biggest fear is doing the actual editing and doing all that stuff.
Yeah, but you don't really need to
Because
edit for streams, do you?
no, for YouTube and for the next step
Oh,
of like
gotcha.
actually like posting my VODs through, making sure they're good quality, and like have actual ideas where I want to post things. My creation has got to be one of the worst feelings I could only imagine is having something so small corrupt such a big project to the point that you're kind of not wanting to start over, but you kind of trying your best to see what you can pilfer from it. And then to me, that's always like such a like I would give up the moment I found out that the thing would just die on me. I would have just given up and thought of a new project altogether before even doing anything else.
I kind of gave up, but keep going with your story. I'm eating.
Yeah, that's always been my biggest fear. I'm probably dating myself because I don't think anybody remember this, but I do remember my Elden Ring video was Elden Ring came out. I was fucking around a lot in the game because I knew that during this time, um, the new the moment the game was coming out was during the Kentaro Miura's moments. One of his final moments and one of the greatest moments. It was just a new chapter coming out and all that stuff, and we were just excited to know because w- people who played the Dark Souls series know that Kentaro Miura influenced a little bit of it with weapons, armor, and designs. So we all wanted to know what more influence was it when it came to Elden Ring. And we found an armor set, we found a sword, and we essentially found essentially an arsenal that could cosplay guts. And so I think I remember spending 4 hours, literally streaming footage, quality, trying to do two playthroughs of two sets for guts so it can be accurate. And I can only get like I was trying to get like 5 to 10 minutes of the footage to actually edit. 2 days of trying to do it on my phone, I could not handle it anymore. And then
Right.
for some reason, it did not save the last time I did it. And that was like almost maybe 2 hour, no, 3 hours of just trying to like edit footage, trying to put a song into it. And that was enough for me to actually give up and just pray that someone did my job for me somewhere else.
You're gonna hate the end of the story because I do definitely. So started the transfer on Tuesday. I left my computer going. Whatever. It's gonna take forever. But it said 7 days, so I was worried about the podcast today, having to record on my computer for the podcast today. So I actually asked your brother if I could borrow his computer to record on. He's like, yeah, sure.
That's not it, right?
No, Jason, that is not. That is my computer. It is here. Can you guess why that might be?
I don't know why.
My computer died while both the drives were plugged into it. The new one, Jason, and the old. I just spent $800 on the new one,
This has been
and
a bad week for everyone then.
my
Holy shit.
my idiot memory self. The memory's getting worse, Jason. By the way, I forgot to plug it in before I went to the bed that night because I just unplugged it to kind of because I didn't want to plug it in for a week straight. I'm worried about the battery, so I unplugged it and plugged it in, and I just forgot to plug it. It was 8 hours away when I went to sleep. It was done. 10 terabyte, 11, maybe 10 terabytes was done. It only took 4 days. You know, it said 7, took 4. So I was oh good, I'll be able to do the podcast on Sunday with my own stuff. Woke up. Into the worst part, if I woke up on time, right? But I can't get out of bed. I would have probably caught it at like 2%, 3% battery. If I woke up like 10 a.m.,
Such
9
a
a.m.,
horrible
late for
ending.
most people. I woke up at like 12 or got up at like 1. It's dead. I plugged the computer in with the drive still plugged in because I was panicking and I'm an idiot. So I did the exact same thing I did last time that ruined the last drive. Well,
And
they're both
what
Seagate, by the way. One of them Seagate, and the two new drives. So it's a drive system. It's a computer, which costs a number. I already said whatever. And then
a big number through
and then two drives, which each cost $240
gosh damn.
because they're each 18 terabytes. So I got two of those because they're doubled. So another reason it took kind of that long was because it was doing it twice. It was recording them to both drives for backup. If one drive fails, this one goes and it catches up. So the first two in the system are backups, or one's a backup. You know, they're backups for each other.
Mm-hmm.
When you load it to one, it will load it to both, and then the next three are separate, so they're separate drives. But it's an all-in-one computer box with a motherboard. Turn it on. At this point, I'm freaking out. It has the same thing.
Issue.
You can't take stuff off of it, and you can't add stuff to it. You can only read it.
It's been bricked. Poor thing.
So I had to format the drives and delete probably, if it's 10 terabytes, probably 9.8 terabytes of data, 9.9 even. It took 4 days to upload, to transfer. So this week I'm going to do it again, Jason, because I got lucky somehow. Maybe the motherboard or something protected this one because it didn't destroy the drives. They still read at 230 megabits, which they're hard disk drives. They're like disk drives.
Okay, baby.
They're not SSD. They're HDD. So hard drive versus what is it? Not soft drive. What's it called? Someone help me. What is she making noise?
She's trying to get comfortable.
So
She
I
got done
formatted
kicking me for
them,
5 minutes.
which deleted everything. And then I've just given up this. I've just been playing video games this week. I can't. I just started
when
playing New Vegas again. I got my PS4 controller hooked up to my PC.
when
I
men
never
give
played.
up, we play games. That's usually what happens.
I never played New Vegas with a controller before, so I like controllers better than keyboards usually, except for Minecraft.
I have no answer because I haven't even delved into PC yet, so I don't even know how any of the functions would be.
That's actually not. I shouldn't have said that's not like a base because I also shooters are better with the mouse anyway.
I could only imagine.
Like PvP is better with mouse and keyboard.
I don't know. All I know is that people use controller for Dark Souls, and the only ones who use PC are the ones who break the game.
So that was my week of data storage. I have a whole nother. I still can't edit. So I was supposed to take a break for 1 week. I got back from Texas. I had to wait for my paycheck. I ordered the computer system after the paycheck. And I was like, okay, the week of waiting for my paycheck, I was like, this week it's just gonna be. I'm just gonna take a vacation. I'm not gonna edit this
Yeah,
week.
baby.
First time in 3 years, probably, where I've just not edited, not thinking about editing for a whole week. And it's now been about 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks
Don't you
doing
just
this.
love being artistic and being a writer, being an editor,
Did you say
and trying
autistic? Yeah.
artistic, not autistic. That's such a bad insult. That's so horrifying.
That's true.
I never realized how close the words actually were together.
Self-diagnosis.
No,
That's the best kind.
don't. Yeah, gosh, don't. My generation was known for that, and
No, I
they did
don't. I don't
horribly.
self-diagnose as that. I just make jokes like I am.
No,
I, I probably am.
I'm not answering any of that damn questions right there.
I know Jason is. No, I actually know
We're
Jason's
gonna.
not for many reasons, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Okay, that's funny. I will say this. One of my funniest things was the food runner we have. She's been there the longest now because the original one actually had left a while ago.
Yeah.
But my favorite moment, it was always talking to her and we meeting new people. And her first reaction is, "There's gotta be some kind of autism with them." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, but that's
And
'cause she has some level of it, and, so, and she's the
oh yeah,
kind.
she's actually knowledgeable in it.
Yeah, that she's the kind where she's so curious about it and finding other people like her.
And I was just gonna say, yeah, that's the thing that I always admired about her is that she understands, like she knows there's knowledge about it, so she's willing to actually do the information, do the research, and see if she can find people like it without like, being the stereotypical one where it's like, oh, something's wrong with you, rather than you
Something's
know,
wrong with you.
yeah. I mean, that's usually how people are. That's usually how people. Really, it's their first reaction is, whoa, something's up with this person.
Yeah.
Versus everyone is like, actually no, just her. She's the only one who's like, there's something there, and I think it's this, and this, and she knows the information on it.
Well, that's the issue
she
though.
aimed
She
at.
also she's the type. She's like the college type, where
Mhm.
because she's taking college classes, she assumes everything she thinks is correct. Every single thing, every opinion she has is
Ooh, really?
correct.
Is that how they are?
Yeah, we already said she.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, pause. Alexis doesn't go by they, does she?
Hmm.
Does Alexis go by they?
To what, like classes by day? Yeah.
No. Does Alexis go? We're pausing the podcast. Does Alexis go by they?
Oh, I have no idea about her
You
actual
said they.
pronouns. No, I wouldn't say they as my when I was in college for a minute.
Oh, that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I
so
might have actually made a
she
slip of tongue then.
yeah, that's one thing is she go everything
Oh.
like like she talks about a show, and I say something about the show that I think, and she says no, that's not right.
No.
That's what I think about it.
That's funny.
So that's the only issue. But
Yeah, no,
I mean,
no.
she's what is she? 20 years old. She'll grow out of that.
Yeah, she's 20 now, I think. Yeah.
She'll grow out of that.
She's very, very,
Hopefully, she'll
she's
grow out of that.
tall as shit, but she's very, very young.
Hopefully, she'll grow out of that.
They mostly do. It just takes a hot minute. Everybody already knows the 25 rule too. Once you hit 25 is when you finally hit that final development in your brain,
That's for
and that's
males.
also when you start kicking in. And then well,
Females, they say it's around 22, 23.
22 and 23, I think so, but I think 25 is when they start hitting that sense of maturity more. Because look, okay, so obviously this has to be based on my
Because
opinion.
for guys, I don't know where it came from 25. Because for guys, the average is 28 years old is when your brain is starting to then die. Technically, like it
Yeah.
develops until 28, and then it obviously on a slower ramp, but it
That's also why people say like guys at their 30 they end up sticking to that one personality that they had back in
yeah
many years ago because at that point you're not gonna want to know anything new at that point. So
yeah
I mean, obviously that's like the worst way of saying it, but in true retrospect, like you're not gonna be going out and searching for things unless you yourself want like that's your personality to do
yeah
so.
yeah.
Um, no, from my opinion on for the girls side, they do mature quickly then, they do mature faster than us. They do it at a quicker rate.
Physiologically, yes.
However, I think at 25 is when they start putting things into words and start putting their words into actions, and I think that's why people say 25 is that marking period.
Is that why Leonardo DiCaprio won't date anyone under 25 or over
I
25?
honestly that could be a good reason. I'm pretty sure he
Brain
looked at
development.
I'm pretty sure he looked at them and he was like, "They have opinions? No, we have to end this relationship." I actually that's my question. Were you shocked when you actually heard when you found out about that?
Oh, I don't think it's true, but yeah.
Uh, it's just too many happenstances though that happens.
I'm sure I know he dates younger
But
women, but I doubt it's like a set hard rule that he made for himself.
no, no, no. I just think it's
I
just
would
one of
doubt
those
that.
things that it's just like I'm like he has money, he's rich,
Although
and
we say that, but Mister, what's his name
oh,
from Moneyball and all that, fat, thin, fat, thin, fat, thin. What's his name?
I have no
Jonah
idea.
Hill.
Jonah Hill. Oh, okay.
His text leaked from this woman a couple of months ago
Oh,
about how he had rules for his relationship. I didn't think it was that big a deal. He's famous, like meaning that sounded really bad. I'm saying like having these boundaries because of his fame, meaning like people could take advantage of him pretty easy.
yeah.
Knowing the line that he wants is fine. Like he's allowed to have a type. He's not allowed to make someone that type, which is what he sounds like he was trying to do. But to have a type is no problem.
Oh yeah, that's the first word relationships. The first confusion of relationships is that you are not entitled to change the person.
That's what he was doing. That's the issue.
You, yeah, like
Because so sorry. He was this like surfer Instagram model woman he was texting with, and they were kind of dating. Once they got once he thought they got more serious, he texted her. It was in text too, like not even a phone call. He told
he
her, I
probably
don't
wanted
remember
her
the
to
quote.
remember it.
Huh?
He probably wanted her to save it and remember it.
He was like he was trying to he was telling her that she can't do these things because of his rules.
Mhm.
That's the issue. If he wants to find someone who agrees with those rules, that's fine. Which I guess
I
you
mean,
have
that's
to tell them for them to tell you that they're okay with those rules.
yeah.
Well, okay, I guess he wasn't trying to change it because what he said was, "You could do these things, or I don't see a relationship going further." So I guess he wasn't trying to change her. I guess he
No, I
was.
think he just had a
He
good,
was.
decent set of boundaries, and then kind of left it there.
Yeah, but he was. He
But
was. He
the
was being.
question, the main question is, what were those boundaries?
Let me Google it.
Yeah. In the meantime, let's take a brief pause on this one, and let's actually talk about what we're here for.
Camera's on you. No, no, hold on. Let's not. Let's just. I'll edit this out. Hold on, because I can look up Jonah Hill text real fast.
Oh, okay. So here's my opinion of the day. Who plays Overwatch 2?
Stop it. All right. Is this it? That's not it. Oh, here it
Oh.
is.
Oh.
Plain and simple. If you need surfing, so he's talking specifically to her. He gave a list of 6 things, 7. He says, if you need surfing with men, this doesn't, he spelled this wrong. He said boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men. He meant boundary, but he spelled it weird. Am I stupid, or did he spell that weird? Boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men. If you so yeah, so if you need to model, if you need to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, if you need to post sexual pictures, if you need 6, if you need friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful. Those are his stipulations. If you need those things, I'm not the right partner for you. If this if these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership. Uh my boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust.
You shouldn't have said hour.
Oh, he spelled
But
it right. I spelled it wrong in my head because it's a person on Instagram. So the people's complaints were that he was mischaracterizing this as boundaries.
no, those are negotiable rules. That's the thing.
Well, he said
No,
not negotiable. He said if
no,
you
no, no,
need these
no, no,
things,
no,
I'm
no,
not the right partner for
no,
you.
no. What it is, no, bound. It's not boundaries. What it is negotiable rules, and what I mean by that is, these are rules that are here that are meant to talk about. What he's doing is essentially is like these are the rules, so
Yeah,
there is no negotiation at all.
fair appearance.
And to be honest, they're kind of simple. And it's not except because here's the thing, it's not a reflection of
Here's the
her.
first hot take of the
It's
podcast.
not a reflection of her, it's a reflection of him.
It's a literal reflection of her because he's going specific into her Instagram, basically. His
No,
problem
no,
is
no,
with
no,
her
no.
Instagram.
It's a reflection on him because he doesn't trust her and he does not feel confident in what she does. She is an Instagram model, I'm assuming, right? You said that she does a
I assumed.
supermodel, swimsuit model, all that stuff. It just sounds like that is what her Instagram is about. And if she makes money off that, then that means exactly how she needs to keep going.
Yeah.
Taking inappropriate pictures, I'm assuming, trying to be sexy around other guys, especially if the relationship is supposed to be hidden. She has to keep doing it then. Second one is being not partial nude, but maybe bikini shots. You might not be comfortable with that. Someone who's showing skin, and then there's also the friendship things because I know the generic rule everyone says that every girl who's not in a relationship will destroy all her friends who are in a relationship because they don't want to feel alone. That's always been the stipulation, the half stipulation because there is some proof to it, but also at the same time, you just gotta have faith on the partner you're dating. And if they're dumb enough to listen to that, well, then maybe they're not the person you want to be with.
Oh,
But
this is her Instagram story. She posted this. She said, "Fuck it.
yeah,
See the misuse of the term boundaries." So she calls it a misuse of the term boundaries.
yeah, no, I honestly I wouldn't even label it as boundaries because that's not really something that is yeah, that's not even a reflection of both of them. I think a boundaries would have to deal with physical, mental, and maybe a sense of spiritualness because I know a lot of people are finding that now. Like a boundary would be like, hey, I love you, I care about you, but whenever I get off work, I need 30 minutes of silence. I don't want you to stop what you're doing, but I want to silence like say I want silence outdoor. I think that is a boundary, saying, "I love you, I care about you, but I'm too overstimulated. I'm gonna go be in the back and then just sit there for 30
Yeah.
minutes before I do anything else."
Autism, yeah.
For
So
him, those are just rules, which I guess it is fine for him because remember he is famous. If they do
that's where the
see
fame comes
anything,
in, where
yeah,
it's like he has to build these. You can when you're famous, you can never trust someone's actions on you.
it's also not just it is that, but another reason for it is everything you do is gonna be based on factual opinion, which means that no one's gonna understand what's going on. They're gonna say everything's based on facts, and because of that, no one's gonna listen to anything. Like Zendaya and Tom Holland, when that Zendaya movie scene came out where she had to kiss another guy, everyone was literally roasting Tom Holland and bringing him down, saying, "How could you do this to your girl? How are you gonna let her do this? How are you gonna be a man about this?" Even though the whole point of it is that they're both actors and they both have to portray a very aggressive scene in a movie,
Yeah.
it's always gonna be very sour on famous people. Why? Because
I mean,
they're out there.
Tom Holland was masturbating in a porta potty in the desert.
Yeah.
Didn't see Zendaya say nothing about it. So I could see, except
I
for
don't. Well, that's
surfing.
the thing. I don't think Zendaya would actually want to point her opinion on that.
Oh, I was
But I'm
joking.
pretty sure everyone who is a fan of them or anyone who can have actual evidence of that footage are gonna state their opinions, which is what aggravates most famous people because they're like, "Why you want to listen to what I'm doing?"
Well, it was for a movie. Um, except for surfing with men, modeling, and posting pictures of yourself in a bathing suit. So only three things he said.
Hmm.
I could kind of see where he's coming from, but he shouldn't have said it he shouldn't have said it plain and simple in a text. It should have been a conversation that they talked about, not here's my list, throw it at her and say deal with it or don't. That's what he did. And that's what's so messed up.
I don't
But
think
no,
it's that
surfing with
messed up.
men, modeling and posting pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, that shouldn't be a problem. But that's my personal opinion.
Well, that's what. Oh, sorry. But that's also what I mean. Like when you're famous, people are gonna
Oh, that's what you're saying. You're
drown
saying
it
it
in.
reflects him what she does.
Yes, it's always gonna
Oh,
reflect them. Yeah.
that's a good point. I
That's
didn't know that's
also
what you were
that's I
saying.
mean the most obvious answer is OnlyFans. If you date someone with OnlyFans, everyone is gonna have a strong opinion on you,
And
not
they
on the
do.
person that's actually doing it. Why? Because why are you letting it happen?
You know iDubbbz? Have you heard that guy?
Yeah.
His girlfriend or fiance or wife or whatever has one. People for weeks were dunking on him like, how you gonna let your girl do this and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't think she had an OnlyFans by the way I heard it. The Jonah Hill woman. It just sounded
No,
like
no,
she
it's
was
not that she had
Instagram.
OnlyFans. No, but the whole stipulation is that if they actually ever come out saying they're dating, and the next thing you see is her in a bikini model with a bunch of sweaty, oily men who are at it because they have to sell a product, it's not gonna look good on Jonah Hill. And let's be honest, Jonah Hill was already shut on for a lot of things. His way, his acting, not a lot of people really appreciate him for what he is, and
I
so
think people
because of
appreciate his
that,
acting. Yeah, but so I
no, no,
didn't know
no,
that's
his
what you
acting is good, but everyone. I mean, if you ever seen the interviews, like half of them are like, "How does it feel being the fat man
Yeah,
in the
it
movie
used to
industries?"
be. I've seen
And I'm
those
like,
clips.
he's not even fat anymore. He lost the weight. Why is that your first answer? Like your first question?
I didn't know that's what you're going. That's a good point. Is that when you're famous, your relationships reflect you.
Of course, it always going to reflect on the person. That's also why that's why people say the main rule in relationships is that you can't listen to other people's opinions because every relationship is very different. That's also why a lot of people are like, "Well, I want to know how to be the best person in relationships." I'm like, you can't really do. You can take books, you can listen to gurus, you can do all that, but in the end of the day, the relationship is between you two, and what is one good thing for you guys could be a horrible thing for a whole another person. That's why it's always such a weird stepping stone for a lot of people. That's also why a lot of people are giving up on like not on relations, but on marriages and stuff because they think that if it's not in the most normal format, well, then they're doing something wrong. I've met people who yell at each other, who argue and stuff, and they got the strongest relationship I ever met. I have also met people who were like, boo, and they're like, all right, I gotta get divorced. This man booed me once. Fuck this. I'm out. I'm like, damn.
Boo.
Yeah.
Your story with
Yeah.
the madam from work, which I don't want to bleep out.
Yes,
So
my story.
back to topic.
She,
Sorry, everyone who
yeah.
doesn't care because you're not watching this right now.
Please, like I said, this whole thing's been atrocious. We're just gonna be gambling until we
Oh,
get to the actual genuine episode.
yeah. We gotta get back on track because ever since the vacation, it's now been 3 weeks that we haven't posted instead of
I
two.
think it's just because we don't see each other too often that every time we do, we just have a lot of random stuff that we want to just say to each other before we even get to the actual story.
Yeah, maybe
And
we
then
should have a second podcast.
it's like about. I mean, like I said, we can focus on the Instagram and the actual reels on TikTok if you want to follow that. But
You gotta edit those.
yeah,
I
yeah,
do
yeah,
everything else.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
edit
yeah,
those.
yeah. I completely forgot about it too. Yeah, that's my fault.
I haven't
I need
given
to
you
sit
a.
down.
I haven't given you a frame of footage, so it's okay.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I
All
can
right, we're
focus on
gonna end
social
it
media.
on this story because you came in the kitchen dying of laughter.
Two stories from there,
Okay.
based on the same person.
I walked up and I asked him what happened, and he was just like smiling. And I was like, "It's a podcast story." He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, write it down.
Yeah.
Write it down."
Yeah.
All right. So
So
whichever one comes first.
one thing is I was chit chatting with a very old sweet lady, and she's having a bit of a tiff with one of the newer server assistants that's coming in. You already know who it is, and she came in and complained to me about how that new person does not show up on time, does not do any of the actual pre-shift work, and just comes in, does the work, and at the very end she leaves, which is really griping her.
2 out of 3 of those things were not true.
And that's the funny part. Yeah, two other things is not really true. She does do it. It's just that the old girl, she is the epitome of if I don't see you doing it, then you are not doing it, which makes me laugh a lot. But yeah. So she kept going and drilling into this new girl on and on and on. And what made me laugh about it is that the new girl, uh, the day before, I was talking to the new girl, and she was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna smack this whole woman across the face." I'm like, "Hey, yo, what on earth? Like, why are you saying that so aggressively? Like, why did you have to say that?" And she was telling me how she keeps getting railed on by her and keeps getting all these negative
Gross.
comments and all these tips on her, and she's starting to notice that she's going to the managers and talking to her about it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And those two stories and those two point of views just made me laugh, and that's why I just listen to them back and forth. I'm like, I kind of want to like know what happens next. And so I let my imagination wander. I'm like, oh my gosh, do you think they're gonna talk smack each other? You think they're gonna say anything foul?
They're gonna be the new Drake and Kendrick.
And
They're
that's
gonna write
yeah,
disses
they're the
about each
new Drake
other.
and Kendrick of this restaurant right now. They're just literally roasting each other, insulting each other, telling everyone else, and not even telling it to themselves.
I know this comes out like 3 weeks late, but yesterday was the day where 3 diss tracks were dropped in the same day, and it was so glorious.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
I didn't
keep
have to
going.
listen to that. Speaking of diss tracks, yesterday
Eh?
they worked together,
Ooh. Oh,
and at the very last hour, the old lady did her polishing of silverware, and she put it on a chair because she was trying to finish her tables. This is where the new server assistant came in. She grabbed the whole thing and walked to her tables to finish her section. And
thief.
so the old girl was like, "Why are you taking all of them? You can't just take them. I polished them. You shouldn't be taking all of them." And without missing a beat, the new girl turned around. She said, "I don't know what she said, but I know it's foul." I'm pretty sure it's the equivalent of her being like, "Man, shut the fuck up, bitch." because within the next 30 seconds, I seen two managers coming from the shadows out of nowhere, telling them both to go from each side, and we're just talking to them. And I'm over here as just looking back and forth. I'm like, what did I miss? What's with this anger? It came out of nowhere. And they're just like they're literally like they're about to have a boxing match. Like one manager is there talking to him, like doing the hand movements. You can't do this, you can't do that. And the other one is on the other side doing the same thing, like you can't do this. I'm like, what is happening here? Meanwhile, we still have a whole full restaurant of people just sitting there. My assumption is that none of the guests actually figured out what was happening because they didn't look up. They were still enjoying the meals. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let it be. I'm gonna let it be.
I
I'm not
pictured that
gonna
as an
go in.
empty restaurant. I didn't picture it with a full house.
Yeah, no. It was a full house of the last 2 hours. The main section was filled because we had a couple of walk-ins and we had the reservations coming in a little late. So it was a full house. Everyone was coming in. And so cut forward to about maybe the last 5 minutes before we closed. Everything was done. We had one table left. And we were like, don't even worry about it because it's just one table. They're going to leave soon anyways. Um, I see the new girl in the back grabbing her stuff. And then I see the old service assistant walking into the kitchen. I think nothing of it. I'm like, oh man, it's just a crazy night. Not even 2 minutes later, I see the new service assistant just walking out with the old lady coming in, and she looked at me and she said, she called me a bitch. That's a bad word. I know it, right? And I was like, I'm trying to grab a dessert. What happened here? Hold on, what? And in 1 second, she's like, I'm like, where are all the managers? I'm like, that's the most fluent English I ever heard you speak.
I've never been so struck
Second
by.
of all,
I've never been so interested by one of your stories.
yeah, damn, man, fuck you. No, just kidding. I know, no, because it happened so recently that it's just so implanted in my brain. I didn't even think like how special it was until like the very end. I was like, I
Real
really gotta
quick,
talk about this.
context. No one treats this woman like this. Well, I
Oh
guess
yeah,
the last people who did, they got fired, but they left.
yeah, they got fired or
She is
left,
a
but
very nice old woman. She just is stuck in some certain ways, which I'm fine with. It's kind of wild of the new person to do this. I did not think she's never. She's also a very quiet person who only
yeah,
almost only ever talks when spoken to. So I don't know what. Just like, well, no, I was about to say just like with Drake and Kendrick, but I know what to say with that. Like they're both so seem so innocent, to, but then when they catch each other, I
I know,
guess
yeah, just like the complete 180 comes out of them. Like they're all angry at each other, but they're quiet and nice to everyone else. They're like
like
they'll say their jokes and that's it.
the reason I'm so shocked is because I had a point and then I forgot it.
Yeah, it was just funny because like in that again, like I mentioned before, they're both just quiet. They come in, they do their work, and they try to help out as much as they can, and then at the end, they just go home.
I
You know,
remembered it. I'm so intrigued with the story because this is so out of character for both of them.
yeah,
Kind of. So out of
completely out
character
of
for definitely
character.
out of character for one, and the second kind of a little bit too.
But the thing is, for the old head, like you kind of have to push it to the wall to kind of get that kind of reaction out of her. So like that's not something that like you like is one bad day and there you go. No, like you kind of have to mess with her for like a week or two.
She actually called her a bitch.
That is my I didn't hear it. I don't even know what happened. All I know is that she came in and she said, "I know that's a bad word, right?" And she just said it out loud. I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
That's the
And
most clear sentence I've ever heard you say. Where the manager?
yeah, yeah, exactly. I was like, that was the most like perfect English I ever heard you speak. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then yet, just her little short self turned around, just high tilted all the way there. And I looked at the new girl. She had a person everything. She left. I was like, damn.
Well, dang, I guess I shouldn't have taken the cut yesterday.
Yeah, no, I was absolutely shocked.
How many people came in?
It was 80.
Okay, so you lost like it was 85 when I got called out, so there was
Yeah.
like 5 lost. So it wouldn't have been any money for me, but
No, no, would have been. And plus, if you were there, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have had this story.
that's true.
So yeah,
It's
I'm
all for
happy.
content.
Yeah. So we're instigators now. We're just starting these stories. We're making these stories happen now. No,
Change
just
the name
kidding.
of the podcast. Damn it, the instigators. Also the correct camera cuts.
The instig. Oh my gosh, could you imagine, guys? Here's the story of the week. We started it by tripping on someone,
Here's the story. So first I lit a fire, and then
and then I'm blaming it on someone. Yeah.
no, a literal fire, like with matches.
Yeah.
Um, great story to end on. That was really intriguing. I've never been so pulled into a
Yeah,
story
I
on this
have
podcast.
no idea what the part two is going to be. I don't even know if she's even going to show up, but
See, for me, I would have waited to the story concluded to tell that story. I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad there's a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, no, it is a
Like
cliffhanger
I
because
waited
we
to
have
the.
no clue what
Oh no, I
happens
guess I
next.
didn't. I didn't because I was about to say I waited to the end of the hard drive story, but there's still more to come. I could fuck it up again somehow. It's only my
Yes,
memory to
we're
blame.
living on cliffhangers because, like I said, we're trying to figure out if this is gonna work next time.
Shut up, Siri. All right. Well, 2 cliffhangers. Maybe next week. Oh, maybe next week they'll be solved. There'll be
I don't think so
resolutions.
because next week is going to be a very special event in the restaurant industry. We're not gonna say what it is because we don't want to date
Mother's
ourselves.
Day.
Okay, you're fine with dating yourselves, yeah.
I forgot we're not recording this week.
Yeah, we're not. No, because we're both. I'm working in the morning. I'm actually doing doubles on that end, trying to make as much money as I can.
I don't know why they killed off my double. They no longer let me do doubles on anyway.
I
I'm
have
gonna
no
ask to
idea.
do a double there actually because they didn't let me work.
I think it's just because it's me.
I called it yesterday. Yep.
I think it's yeah. Oh yeah, let's end it. Let's end it. What are we doing? Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna add another story to this, but I was like, there's no point. No, we're
What's the
already
next?
at
What
the
was another
end.
story?
Oh no, nothing. I was gonna say I think they let me do the doubles because of that one night. Um, I did 12 hours, no, 13 hours of working because I had to come in early to actually do the salsas because there was no runner for the night before. So I powered all the way through. And I remember one of the managers were like, "Thank God you're here." And I'm like, "Why?" Because it was like I think two of the new dishes that came out, and they're like, "Yeah, because you're the only one that remembers it." And I was like, "What?"
That's not true.
And I was like, "Yeah, you're the only one that remembers it.
I
That's why
remember
we
them.
have it. That's why we have you here so you can do it." And I was like,
They say
"Oh,
that, but I was running 3 days out of the week when you weren't even working. Like every day that I ran, you didn't work.
no, no, it's because I was a server, so they actually showed us the two dishes very beforehand." And I think they were. I don't know if they were like just trying to test it out or
They were
they
saying
were
you're the only
out
one in the
out.
whole restaurant.
Yeah, the only one, which I
Oh.
think is a lie because I was food running at that point. So I think it was just them saying like you're the only runner technically that
I know it's a
actually
lie.
knows how to do it. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks. I don't. It's not that hard, but okay.
What was it like? The lemon? What was it?
Yeah, yeah, no,
Add a
no,
lemon.
it was the new Japanese dish that we have the pot sticker. Yeah, ew, stop that. That's nasty.
I love our
Oh,
new food.
speaking of which, I finally sold the soup that we have for it,
I did too. I sold one.
and it's so weird.
No, it's great. Look, I'm sitting up. I'm so excited.
Yeah, can we talk about that? Because I just want to leave it as a soup.
Yeah. No, a soup. Yeah.
My
I sold
biggest
one
problem,
as a way as a runner. Actually, no, as an assistant, I sold one.
it aggravated me that I had to sell one. It is because part of it is because of the price, and the second of it is also because like I guess there's a personal preference on me, but its base is
What's the price? I mean,
I
is it
don't
high or low? Like, what do you mean? Too high, too low?
no, I think it actually might be a bit low. I think it was going
You said the
in
price.
the
What's your complaint? Is it too high or too low? Is your complaint?
I was go with too low. I might
That
be
okay? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, makes sense.
let's say with too low. Um, here's my thing. It is miso base for
All
the
right, well, you just
broth.
gave it away.
Yeah.
Skip that. Say something else.
Okay. So the thing is, the broth, I I I think the broth is too much in flavor,
Hmm.
and because of that, I think people are gonna get sick of it way too quickly.
That is true. It's not very much food, and someone took it home. The one person I
Mm-hmm.
sold it to took it home. But that's I can't say that. Never mind.
And actually, that's another problem too. I actually saw someone order it online, and I'm like, and I see them struggling trying to get the actual broth in, because like we do have an actual broth container,
Well, yeah, we're out
but
of those,
yeah, one, we're constantly out of them, and
and they're
two,
not big
I don't
enough for
even
that.
think it's the right size. Yeah, I don't think it's
No,
the
they're
right
not.
size that they're trying to sell it as.
They need more. They
So
need bigger ones. Like we need different ones entirely now.
yeah, and then I also see them trying to pack everything into one of the little small to go containers, and I'm like, that's cool and all, but like, it's still hot food. So like,
Well, the
you're
issue with the small
eventually gonna
container, the
have
issue
it.
with the containers that are like this is they have holes in the top, so they're not good for soup.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's not good for soup. Yeah.
But that's what we had to do. We had to pour that in there.
Oh my gosh, really? You had to do
Yeah,
that? Oh.
because someone wanted to take it home, and that's all we had. It was either a half-size soup cup where the lids don't fit, or
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Yeah, it's
That
always
was it.
something wrong size, lid, no lids, or
Broken tripod. HDD is broken.
oh yeah, mortgage driver. Camera said I'm not on to work
Let's
today.
make sure. Camera didn't die this time.
Oh god,
It was at 16% when I checked it an hour ago. So I guess
good.
the
It's
battery's
holding on
lying to me.
strong then.
Wait a minute. I charged all these batteries. Why is it lying to me on the?
I don't know. Let the camera be.
The
At
issue
least we
is,
got it today. At least we got it working today.
so I didn't buy this camera from the company. I bought it from a third party because it was my first time buying it, and it was a discounted price kind of at the time. It was like, yeah, it was because they were going for more. It cost $600 to repair it, and I have to lose the camera for a month. said,
which is
"What?"
something we can't even afford to do.
Well, good.
I mean, before we started this, we could have done it, but
No one's watching
now
this. No one's watching this.
have one camera. Just have the one camera on me and then the wide on you. Actually, that could kind of work
we
because
could
we could have that camera focus on
we
you
could
and then
easily
skip the
do it.
wide.
We could easily do it, but I don't.
But I
It's
did.
$600. I don't want to do it right now. I just spent 7 to 8,
Yeah,
6
on
to
hard
8 on
drives
hard
that
drives.
already they look at you as like I'm on my last life. I'm already on my last life.
And I'm already nervous about it because I saved money in a way that I probably shouldn't have. I bought used hard drives, but they
Oh, that's
were,
your first issue then.
they were no. My first issue was forgetting to plug in my computer, but they were like, it was one of those basically new hard drives.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
And I googled, I did some research. Everyone, there was obviously outliers that said never ever ever buy a hard drive that's used, but the majority of people were
Yeah, that I did
saying
learn.
no. I've used used hard drives for the last 15 years. I've never really had that much of an issue, and if I do, I just I have a backup. But both of my hard drives are both of my backups are used. But I think I'm just gonna I'm just because it's way too expensive. Like it's $350 for an 18 terabyte hard drive, new, 325 to 350, and you get them used. It was like 240. So I'm saving $100 per drive. So I'm saving $500 that way.
Meanwhile, I'm spending my money on alcohol and furniture.
I don't really partake in either of those.
Two very different, yeah, two very different things right now.
I don't partake in furniture or the
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned this
business.
in my
What?
stream. I couldn't do much streamings or recordings in my room because I didn't have much of anything. Like I literally had nothing in that room, so it echoed constantly, and it would actually you can hear it in the mic. But slowly, I was able to get the TV in there. I was able to get bought my new bed finally,
You can
and
just
I
hang
got the
blankets.
nightstands and all that. I do need to, but I need to buy a certain blanket because I need to hang it over on one side of the wall for a very important reason.
If you can, um, what you do, you hang like a drape. You leave a space behind the wall. You don't put it right up against the wall if you can.
Oh yeah,
Hang it up
yeah,
a little off the wall makes
yeah.
sense
So
too.
that's what I'm planning. I'm trying to see. I
Or
need
you
to do
just buy
measurements so I can get a big one on one side, and I have to get a personal one to cover a certain thing that's on the wall.
a door,
Okay, you don't have to bring that up.
a bleep.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I mentioned this in stream. I'm trying to give her the closet because it has no use at all. It's small and does not help. And I bought a 6 drawer
yeah,
stand.
just putting it in front of the door.
I'm either thinking about doing
You
that,
should
putting
do
it in
that.
front of the door so
That'd
I
be
can put the
because it's a
TV
funny
there,
story
and
too.
then have the room situated there
Yeah,
for when I get my PC. Because then I can put the PC literally right there on the other wall.
that'd be a really funny story to me if you just have like a desk and then half a door behind it. That's really funny. I would do that.
Exactly, exactly. That's what I don't want though. I don't want
No, you
people to
should do that.
walk in and be like, "Is this half a
You should do
door?"
that.
I'm like,
It's a
"Don't worry about
conversation
it."
starter for all the women you bring in there.
No, that's the worst thing to do. Could you
Zero.
imagine? Ignore the door.
Zero women.
Ignore the door. That'd be horrifying.
Ignore the door.
Yeah, that's a horrifying
That's the
thing to
title of this
say.
podcast. Ignore the door. All right.
Yeah, it's a horrifying thing to think about.
I'll
All right.
do the outro.
Yep.
Talk into the lens.
Thank
You
you
never look at the
everybody for
lens.
coming on. I know I keep forgetting because of I don't notice the light first, so I just immediately just go off into space. Thank you everybody for coming on, and even if it was for a minute, it does mean a lot
Stop. You're
to
looking away from the lens.
us.
Look in the lens.
Oh yeah, sorry. Hold on, let me actually adjust it. Thank you everybody for coming on in.
Don't be shy.
Even if it was for a minute, it does mean a lot to us. Uh, Again, we actually you guys are not even gonna notice the actual like change or like the because we're still good on videos, right?
Yeah, there's no
Okay, so no
there's no
one's gonna
space.
notice anything. So yeah, again, thank you, and may you have a beautiful morning, a wonderful afternoon, a pleasant evening, and a peaceful night.
Still looked away at the end.
Yeah, I
Bye.
did look away at the end. Yeah,
And after the silent interview part.
yeah. That's still my. I mean, I already told you I don't use anything on camera wise, so I forget that certain angles and what I need to do.
Like an immediate view.
I'm